Alright, it is time to get the nonsense started for tonight. So... Today has been... a day. Sync and I were supposed to start Resident Evil 6 today. But I got a DM from them saying... their PC won't turn on because of a Windows update. Thanks, Microsoft. So, we're doing this. And in case you missed it in the Discord, literally as I was hovering over the button to hit the go live switch on OBS, I lost power. It didn't last long, and thankfully everything is back and working fine. But it still spooked the fuck out of me. Anyway, last time we were here, I just got to do that. Last time we were here, we had just finished the area. Nidhogg is dead. We have an eye. Time to talk to Estinian. He's got other priorities, unfortunately. So another thing that kinda didn't go explained last time is that, the eye that Estinian had before is red. And in all of the murals and everything depicting Nidhogg, he's got red eyes. Yet the eye we got from his skull was yellow. And if you were paying attention to the previous cutscenes with Hraesvelgr, it shouldn't be a mystery where that eye came from. Also, God, this still looks fucking extra as hell, and I love it.
moment I prized your eye from his head.
Has an Oleg S. Set Nizek an S and Straf an.
Time for headaches with pictures.
Nizek hath inter. Nales I anan an. Eskil an. Heshnesh ratatoska in. Ich rataskra in. Nun in. Andor an akison los eltan. Osk inike. Eskia is kas isk in kina. Freesberg, Tom van Ul and les in Arnes. Seal. Nizek. Wafal an. Ka'nya an. Smahes neshwa. Save an. Yikin an Ailen an. Save an Kinstra. Has easy an in.
It was yours. Your strength that sustained Nidhogg all these years.
Would that Haldreth had dealt the worm a killing blow.
Kom arm I foren kin luna has mon in. Noskan straf an ulstjas an.
And so you acquiesced. You surrendered your eye to Nidhogg, knowing full well the suffering he would inflict.
This one som anshin in kin in ela. Esklos Lisek Liz Eskam Gaan. Einfall Koluman Tolos Ineskla Kas Echichizo Sekmon Inaan Srei Snowfall in Sith An.
Yeah, I kind of love that revelation. Just Hraesvelgr is not the friendly guy that Isael built him up to be. He liked exactly one mortal. The rest of them can get fucked as far as he's concerned.
"'Twas my life's goal to slay Nidhogg, but I find there is little joy to be had in its accomplishment.
But you have rid the world of a hate-filled creature, and ended a bloody war in so doing.
I lost my family to Nidhogg's flames, and 'twas with fury in my heart that I took up the lance. Every blow I struck in the name of vengeance. We were not so different, he and I.
I will not judge you for your deeds. I have not the right. Too many innocents have perished in the name of my greater good.
Yet even with all that has passed, the tale is incomplete. We are short a great worm's eye. Of the pair which Haldreth took from Nidhogg, only one is known to us, the one I bear. What then became of the other? Why did Nidhogg, who had taken such pains to prolong the Dragonsong War, suddenly decide to hurl his entire army against the walls of Ishgard? Lord Commander. Aye. The deed is done. Nidhogg is slain. What? In the city? A battle with whom? At once, Lord Commander. Hold firm till our return. Fighting has broken out in the city. Lord Emmerich was sparse with the particulars, but it seems some commoners threw open the gates to a force of heretics.
I gave no order to attack.
Are we to mark the end of the Dragonsong War by spilling the blood of our own? Mayhap Hraesvelgr was right about us. Let us away, warrior of light. The people must be saved from themselves.
Wait! I would join you! There has been enough violence. I will appeal to my people in the city and make them see reason.
Come then, Lady Iceheart. Let us write the final chapter in this damnable war.
A small army of heretics has invaded the city, Your Eminence.
I love this particular text box because when we get to the small army of heretics, it's like 7 dudes. Because the game engine just, at this point, could not support that many characters on screen.
But there is no cause for concern. A sizable contingent of our soldiers is already in place to repel the Dravanian assault, and the intruders will soon find themselves outnumbered and outmatched.
Our plans proceed apace, then?
Yes, Your Eminence. This unrest shall serve to feed the people's fear of the heretics and the dragons both.
And lend renewed fervor to their prayers for deliverance. Very good. Grant our guests what time they need to sow a measure of chaos, then order the Temple Knights to crush them.
Your will be done.
The moment is at hand. Excellent. All shall soon be in alignment. It is time for the Bringer of Light to die.
Hi, Nyx. You haven't missed much.
Comrades, sheathe your swords. There is no need for further bloodshed.
My lady!
Behold, the small army. 3 dudes. Maybe
Come.
maybe a couple more out of frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 dudes. That's your small army. 6
Hear me,
dudes.
brothers and sisters. The war is ended. Nidhogg is no more.
Okay, 7.
Aye, it is so. This adventurer and the Azure Dragoon laid the great worm low. The endless cycle of violence between man and dragon was born of our forefathers' treachery. You have followed me, bled with me, to bring this truth to light that we might all know peace. But Nidhogg is dead. Nidhogg is dead, my friends. He who bore such hatred towards Ishgard is dead. Let his hatred die with him, I say. Let us sheathe our swords and go in peace.
Have we lost?
No, my friend. Far from it. At long last, the peace for which we have so desperately fought is within our grasp. And I, for one, would not forsake it. Peace?
Seize the witch! Let none escape!
Providing aid and succor to the wounded should be our first concern. If the heretics mean to observe the peace, then it would be folly not to do the same.
I love that Harshfon just casually calls Estinian fucking weird. Oh, right. Iceheart. That's who he's talking about. Man, there's something particularly soothing coming through here on a day like today when it's fuck hot outside. Like, I feel like just the chilly vibe of Ishgard brought the temperature in the room down by like 5 degrees. Okay, so after killing Nidhogg in the Eyrie, Estinian and I go back to Hraesvelgr to confront him about why the eye we got from Nidhogg was yellow and not red, like Nidhogg's eyes are supposed to be. Hraesvelgr let us in on the fact that, you know, when Ratatoskr died and Nidhogg, you know, went charging in against the knights, they took both of his eyes, so Hraesvelgr gave Nidhogg one of his. Immediately after that conversation, Aymeric calls Estinian on Link Pearl and says that a, quote, small army of heretics got into Ishgard and were causing chaos. And he was calling in the cavalry, effectively. And Ysayle, who had given no such order, comes along to defuse things. Cut to a cutscene of the Pope and his knights being like, yes, things are going according to plan. Implying that they were the ones that let the heretics in. And also, Lahabrea was there and was like, it is time for the Bringer of Light to die. And that's where you came in. So that's all you've missed. Not a whole lot. His workling pearl.
Praise Halone, you are safe.
My safety was never in doubt, Father, for I had the Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light by my side. We bring the most wonderful tidings.
Also, I do love how Harshfon's just like, yeah, no, I was never in danger. I had the superhero by my side. Haha.
The infamous Lady Iceheart? Here in Ishgard? This is most unexpected.
She has done much to quell the violence. The Inquisition may not approve, but we are glad of her presence.
And with the Great Worm's demise, even our nation's more reactionary elements will have scant grounds to press for her immediate impeachment.
My thoughts exactly.
What of the truth revealed to us by Hraesvelgr? That the origins of the Dragonsong War, a core tenet of Ishgardian faith, are quite unlike those depicted in the scriptures.
That men and dragons once lived together in harmony, and that it was man's treachery which shattered the peace and plunged our peoples into war.
The same scripture also describes the origins of the High Houses. Were it exposed as false, the legitimacy of our rule would be called into question. If both Highborn and Lowborn can trace their ancestry to Thordan and his Knights 12.
But a single sip of dragon's blood is required to confirm their lineage.
If the Holy See knew of this and chose to remain silent, their crimes are grievous indeed. Regardless, this state of affairs cannot be allowed to continue.
Sir Emeric, you cannot mean to raise this matter with the Archbishop.
Pray consider what you are proposing. If the Holy See chose to conceal the truth for centuries, what reason would they have to reveal it now?
At best, you will be branded a heretic and clapped in irons.
Then at least the Archbishop will have shown his true colors. My friends, this war will never truly be at an end until the truth is made known.
Aymeric is a good kid. Stupid, but a good kid.
You must see what lies on the horizon if it is not. When ruled by fear of a common enemy, we were united. But now we have none. During the war, the Highborn needed men to lead, and the Lowborn men to follow. Not anymore. 'Tis but a matter of time before the old order is called into question.
I honestly wouldn't say he's a brilliant politician. Like, he never wanted to be a politician. And post Heavensward, 90% of what Aymeric accomplishes, you can thank Lucia for. She's the one that, you know, actually takes his ideals and shapes them into workable policies.
Lady Iceheart will share the truth with her followers, and the Holy See will be powerless to stop its spread. The disenfranchised will rise up united, and blood will flow in the streets once more.
I mean, yes.
A divided Ishgard will not survive.
Like, and like, I would say by the time Endwalker rolls around, Aymeric has learned to play the game enough to be a brilliant politician. But right now, he doesn't fucking know how politics work. He is very much the stereotypical good, chivalrous, virtuous knight that thinks everything should be the way it should be. Like, honestly, I would compare him to Kiryu in the Yakuza games as, like, the one good man in a very corrupt system.
Tread carefully, Lord Commander.
My lady, is it wise to let him go? I sympathize with the Lord Commander's desire for reform, but to approach the Archbishop in this manner bespeaks an idealism to which I did not think Sir Emeric prone.
Though he comports himself as a realist, he has long dreamt of reform. 'Twas that idealism which first drew me to him, that which made me swear an oath to serve. We must not think of ways to hinder his cause, but rather ways to aid it, even should the Holy See cry heresy.
You cannot mean...
If the Lord Commander does not return from the vault at the appointed hour, I mean to go and fetch him.
Have care, my lady. Your words border on treason. Should they reach the wrong ears, you will be declared an enemy of Ishgard.
That is a risk I am willing to take. Lest you forget, my lord, I am not born of this land. My loyalty is to the Lord Commander alone. But I speak only of what may come to pass. If the rumors regarding his heritage are to be believed, we have naught to fear.
Lies and slander.
Forgive me, what rumors are these?
That Sir Emeric is the Archbishop's bastard son. Senior clergy are not permitted to marry and sire children. But even the holiest among us are not immune to temptation.
I labour to believe it. Sir Emeric is truly the Archbishop's son.
He has never been publicly acknowledged as such. But the rumors have plagued him since childhood. That he rose to his current position, despite being despised as a bastard and accused of profiting from his father's influence, bespeaks the quality of his character. It is my hope that on this occasion, the burden of his birth will work in his favor. Should our worst fears be realized, the Archbishop will not be so quick to execute his own flesh and blood, affording us time to mount a rescue.
Bastard or trueborn, he is our nation's best hope. If the Holy See dares to threaten him, I shall lead the charge against the Vault myself.
Get in line, Estinian.
Hear, hear. The future of Ishgard rests on Sir Emeric's shoulders. I too will do mine utmost to aid his cause.
Orshafon, be reasonable.
A knight lives to serve, Father. To aid those in need. The people need Sir Emeric more than ever, and we may be his only hope. There is no greater calling for a knight than to save the life of his fellow man. I swear to you, on the sigil of our house, that I shall do this and make you proud.
Even you? Romantic, reckless fools, the lot of you. So be it. Make your preparations.
I thank you all for your support.
I mean, yeah, like, he may be doing the curmudgeon-y old man routine, but deep down, he's so proud of everyone for wanting to go kick the Pope's ass. Lucia. Honey. I soloed Nidhogg. The Pope ain't got shit on me. Also, I would say that Haurchefant being led into the manor is nowhere near as straining to Count Fortom's reputation as letting Alphino and me in. Like, as far as Ishgard proper knows, Haurchefant is just another knight. He does not officially have any direct ties to the High House. He is just a commoner knight in the service of House Fortom. Alphino and Ayane were active fugitives when they were allowed in. So... active fugitives accused of regicide. Yup. Also, at this point, like at this point in the story, let me just kind of bring in some of the other things that we have been doing inside content. We have assaulted like High House knights and clergy members as part of the Dark Knight quest. We have given commoners guns as part of the machinist quest. We have introduced a heretical form of magic in the form of astrology through the astrologian quests. Like, the High Houses do not fucking like the Warrior of Light at this point. Do not forget. I do think I'm going to actually do like the Dark Knight and Machinist quests on stream. I might go back and do the original Realm Reborn class quests, because like some of them get pretty good in the later stages, but Dark Knight and Machinist specifically, I feel like I would be remiss to not highlight. Like, Dark Knight especially is some of the best writing in the game. Yes, that too. Like, I'm wondering when I'm going to do those quests, though, because, like, I kind of want to just do all of them in sequence, and they all go up to, up through Stormblood. So I might wait until after putting credits on Stormblood, at least the first set of credits, before I go back and start doing all the job quests. Because from Stormblood on, they go from class quests to role quests. So like in Shadowbringers, you don't have like Dark Knight, Paladin, and Warrior quests. You have tank quests. Or like same with, you know, no White Mage, no Scholar, no Astrologian, it's just healer. And then there's magic DPS, range DPS, and melee DPS as well. And those are technically required for, like, story progression in Shadowbringers, so those will be done as we go through Shadowbringers. So yeah. And yes, no, House Fortom is absolutely just teetering on the edge if they make the wrong move. Also, just, can I say, I love these kids over here. Just throwing snowballs at each other, and if you get close enough, they start throwing snowballs at you. I forget how you get into the Forgotten Night from this level. No. Okay. Ah, fuck it. I'm just gonna go up main entrance. I mean, it's not even, proximity is implied permission. It is just, these kids don't like you. Like, they are set up right at the entrance of the broom. Anyone that comes into the broom from the rich people place gets a face full of snow. That's true if you're a knight, or a commoner, or an outsider. I mean, you cannot die in a city like this, so... Yeah, fall damage alone does not kill. Also, I just want to point out these two. These are two of the best NPCs. I love them. They're Dark Knight NPCs. Did I really, Aether port? Yep, I did. I Aether ported away for no reason. I support this motivation. And also, when you get there, let me know, and I will gladly help you do, like, the clan hunt boards to get the currency to get that armor that you wanted so bad. Like, they're not particularly hard to solo. Because, like, it's just from this this thing right here. And, like, you can do it solo, it just goes so much faster with, help. 49.5? Hell yeah. I mean, for the hunts, at least, there is no lore. It's literally just, like, this guy's like, hey, there are some, really nasty monsters out there, go put them down and we'll pay you. That's it. That said, I also need to... in the pillars, where? Oh, over there, okay. That said, I also need to work on the ult I made on your data center so I can catch up to you there. We can! God. Yeah, more than likely, yeah. Ganessia was such a fun time. A shame how it ended. I mean, Ganessia in particular was a very slow death. Like, there was still interest from the players, but 2 of the mods just decided they didn't want to do it anymore. And the other mod was like, I believe they were doing like master's or master degree work and just couldn't keep up. And the person that took over just was purely incompetent. And basically let the worst person in the hobby effectively be a shadow mod. But that's a completely different story for another time. Gulp. I see Laura is adjusting free company benefits. Must find potato.
Where do you think you're going, Missy?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
What's going on here?
What's it to you, boy? Piss off.
Hold on. I've seen them around. They're in and out of House Four Tom's Manor all the time.
Oh, I see. Skulking about at your highborn master's bidding, eh? Bloodhounds hoping to catch a whiff of heresy, is that it?
You are quite mistaken, I assure you. We came here to help. And if you know what's good for you, you will let us pass.
Haha! Listen to the pups yapping. Come here, boy. I'll give you cause to yelp.
Enough! Leave threatening women and children to our betters. We don't have the knack.
There she is.
Hilda!
Lay a finger on the Blue Blood's pups, and you're like to lose the hand. And often I get called on by glorious heroes like yourself. So tell me, what have I done to deserve you?
I love her so much. She's so sassy. Yeah, same, honestly. Haurchefant leaves the most narrative effect on the story, but Hilda's the best. I love her. Just casually pays everyone else in the bar to leave.
So, while you're on your way to kill Nidhogg, you stumbled on some dirty secrets that the Holy See has been hiding for centuries.
Eh? What are they on about?
The High Houses. And what makes a nobleman so bleeding noble? They trace their blood back to King Thordan and his Knights 12, the founders of Ishgard. But our friends here reckon we're all descended from the heroes of Eld. Highborn and lowborn alike. And so Sir Emeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, has gone to ask the Archbishop if he wouldn't mind letting everyone know.
Is he simple? The old bastard will have him executed for heresy.
Well, seems to me that's what the good sir wants. Seems he thinks a noble sacrifice will serve to prove his claims.
We cannot stand idly by and allow Sir Emeric to do this. Ishgard has need of him.
Look, you've a good heart, I can see that. Willing to risk your neck for someone else even when his troubles ain't yours. But what's this got to do with me?
If Sir Emeric is imprisoned in the vault, we will need all the help we can muster to breach their defenses and rescue him.
Or, you know, they could just throw me at it, but, you know. You like to be helpful.
What in the hell's...
Ah, the unmistakable scent of heresy. And what do we have here? The honored guests of House Fortom consorting with the Queen of Rats. Ooh, plotting insurrection, I shouldn't wonder. That won't do. Sickness is wont to fester and spread. It must be burnt out ere the infection takes hold.
I reckon Sir'd be happy to wield the irons himself. Well, so happens I've got irons of my own.
Oh, that she just opens fire on one of the fucking Knights of the Heavensward.
Such simple creatures, rats. Certain to attack when cornered. Let us step outside, milady. In here, your toys could hurt someone.
I mean, Hilda, I appreciate the hustle, but let me handle this, honey. He's one of them, yes. Anyway, boop. Take the little guys out first. You. Hi, Horsefant. He refuses to look away. He's my tank. Nope, he's fighting right alongside us. Like, he came in saying, like, why are you all fighting? This is madness! Draws sword. Also, I love that Hilda just takes another shot after the duty complete thing comes up.
There's no denying your gifts. A well-deserved reputation indeed.
Enough!
Lucky bastard.
Nay, 'tis we who are lucky. Had we fought on, 'twas but a matter of time before our conflict claimed the life of an innocent bystander.
I thought the Heaven's Ward might come here as well.
They came to the Temple Knights' headquarters.
Aye. Sir Grinno announced that the Lord Commander had been imprisoned under suspicion of heresy, and that the Heaven's Ward had been granted full authority in his stead.
Then the Heaven's Ward now commands the Temple Knights.
Those still loyal to Sir Emeric answer to me. Alas, that amounts to but half our number. The other half, who opposed his promotion to Lord Commander, have gathered at the vault as ordered.
Bolstering the guard already, eh? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were expected.
I take it you're in charge around here?
Hilda. And yes, the young master was just persuading me to join his lost cause. Convincing little beggar, isn't he? Aye. Your passion moved me. A bit. That, and the fact that we're sick of living off the leavings of our betters. If you've a mind to change things around here, then we've a mind to join you.
Also, before we go further, I'm just remembering something. There we go. House Hallionart is Stefanivian's house. So, like, she's just actively advertising that, yeah, Stefanivian gave her a gun. He sure did. Oh, absolutely. Like, as far as the best candidate for the first gun goes, Hilda is absolutely the top of the list there. All right. Time to assault Notre Dame. Like, that's basically what this is. Just the most fantasy-coded Notre Dame cathedral ever. I have a feeling you'll like it. Like, just from an aesthetic point of view, it is gorgeous. Alright, I actually have to take these guys down first. Pre-Vatican II, yup. I do love that there's like a few dudes that are just magic artillery. I do love the lighting in here, just... This whole place looks like it's trapped in a forever twilight. Yup. I did. Also, just... The further into this place you get, the more dramatic it looks, and I fucking adore it.
cut you to pieces! I will not yield to you!
I like that he almost knocked me out of the arena because I hit him so hard. What? Nah. What made you think that? Also, yeah, you cannot kill this guy before he does his summon thing. Come on, group up. And already he's gone into his big channel move. I beat his ass!
Our power! How can this be?
Just gonna let this one go.
Fall back!
Father, please!
For a mercy, we were not too late.
Why must you do this, Father? Nidhogg is fallen. There is no need for further deception. Now is the time to renounce the lies which led us down this path. To start anew!
And tear down the very pillars of our society? Our history, our values, everything we have built over 1,000 years? A fool to the last.
Yeah, no, the rescue, we were the diversion here.
Look out!
Go. Azizla awaits.
Lord Orchefort!
It's no good. The wound is too deep. It refuses to mend.
You are unharmed. Forgive me. I could not bear the thought of... Oh, do not look at me so. A smile better suits a hero.
So there is in-world lore as to why healing magic doesn't work there. And that's basically that healing magic only accelerates the body's natural healing processes and augments them. So, like, if somebody gets, like, an arm cut off, I know you're just joking, but I do want to explain this. Like, if somebody gets an arm cut off like Raoban, you can heal the wound, but you're not regrowing the arm. Because, like, the wound itself can be saved and, like, closed, and there can be some measure of healing there. but you don't regrow the arm. Likewise, if somebody puts a hole through your gut and spine, the body cannot heal from that. Like, that is a fatal wound no matter how you look at it. And thus, you cannot bring somebody back from that. And like the healing spells, or the battle raise spells that you get, like raise, resurrection, or whatever the spells are called for each class, I forget what. Those don't actually work on the dead. When you get taken down to 0 HP in a dungeon, you are knocked out. You are not dead, you are just unconscious. Like, think of it as, like, in D&D when you go down to 0 HP and have to start doing death saving throws. That's basically the state you're in before, you know, while Raise can still work on you. If you fail those death saving throws and are dead, there's no coming back. Like, that is something that is kind of implied for healing magic, in just the series over. But 14 is the first game that actually, like, lays out the rules and limits of healing magic. And giving the places 14 wanted to go, that was extremely necessary. Anyway. So, the dungeon is actually on the longer side if you're doing it at the intended level. Like, I want to say that's a 15 to 20 minute dungeon. Because, like, it's not the, like, the guys that, or the groups that I was fighting were smaller, but their health pools are significantly higher than what you would see in normal dungeons. Like, the dudes in that first section have more HP than some of the bosses in the Aerie. Like, they are meant to be the elite of the Temple Knights. I'm just level 91 doing a 57 or level 57 dungeon. So, like, they can get away with, like, having fewer enemies, but still taking a while because you are really having to fight through them.
Don't. Please. A knight lives to serve, to protect, to sacrifice. There is no greater calling. Leave me to mourn and give chase. For my son and for the nation he loved. Go!
His sacrifice shall not be forgotten.
My son.
like, the grueling part of the vault is entirely emotional. And, like, there is a reason why Haurchefant's death keeps getting, brought up. Yeah, there's a return to the vault as a solo duty later on. But, like, one thing that I feel like doesn't get enough credit as to why Haurchefant keeps getting brought up expansion after expansion is that he's the first death that could be reasonably put at the Warrior of Light's feet. Like, sure, the Warrior of Light cuts through swaths of Garlean soldiers. That's just war. Sure, people die around you in the calamities and everything, and the primals that get shown up. That's on the primals and the calamities, etc., etc. Haurchefant sticks around because he died because you failed a perception check. Had you seen the attack coming for you and been able to dodge, he wouldn't have needed to take the hit. But you didn't. You were the Warrior of Light was too focused on Thornton. And somebody died because of that. So, like, it is both an emotional gut punch just from the fact that he was a fan favorite that was just very impactfully killed off. And just, like, that previous scene with Edmund. But also, like, I genuinely think that that gave the Warrior of Light some measure of PTSD. Like, and from that point, you can kind of see a shift in how the Warrior of Light, approaches things. Like, that's really the last time they just charge half-cocked at a big villain. At least when there's other people around them. When, it's just them against the big bad, yeah, fuck it, bring it on. Or if, like, the people around them are already getting pulled in, like that big scene against Emmett in Shadowbringers. Yeah, the Warrior of Light just like, no, fuck this, I'm doing this. I am putting myself in the way of everything else. But, like, yeah, it's just the context around Haurchefant's death does not get enough credit, I feel like. At least he realizes he fucked up. Like, that is a self-awareness that a Realm Reborn Alphinaud would not have had. He sure fucking did.
My friends, I am in your debt.
Think nothing of it. Your wounds are healing well, I trust.
Some wounds do not heal.
Aww.
The founding. The scriptures, 1,000 years of lies, all to deceive the common man. Nay, our own brothers and sisters. For the blood of the Knights 12 flows within all our veins. You knew this to be true. You knew, and you concealed it.
I should be interested to hear how you came by this knowledge. But yes, you have the right of it. The architects of Ishgard, King Thordan and his Knights 12, entrapped and butchered the great worm, Ratatoskr, that they might partake of her eyes and thereby transcend their mortal limits. Upon learning of their treachery, Nidhogg was consumed with a murderous and justified rage. I dare say you know what followed.
The great worm slew the king and half of his knights.
Aye, but Nidhogg was subdued, and his eyes plucked from their sockets by the knights that remained. Their one mistake was to show mercy, for from his brother Hreysvelgr did Nidhogg receive a new eye, thus rejuvenating his form and empowering him to embark upon an eternal quest for vengeance.
Whilst Thordan's son Haldreth took one of Nidhogg's eyes and learned to wield its power in defense of his people.
Thus was the first Azure Dragoon born, and ever since that time, his honored successors have risen to drive Nidhogg from our lands whenever the worm has returned to plague us. I ask you, my son, will you answer for my sins? Will your son and his son answer for me as well?
What do you mean?
If a man cannot atone for his sins in the course of his all too fleeting life, must his progeny then be held to account? Must every subsequent generation be judged as well? Thordan's betrayal of Ratatoskr was an unconscionable, unforgivable sin. Should we then, as his descendants, meekly surrender ourselves to an eternity of punishment? Nay, say I. I would not see our children sacrificed in a vain attempt to appease an implacable foe. Dragons are not like us, my son. To they who live forever, the wrongs of antiquity are as those of yesterday. No reparations shall ever suffice. This fact alone should serve as ample justification for our actions. Yet some refuse to see it as such. For men like you, who yearn to commit themselves to a nobler cause, a more compelling narrative is required.
This is your solution. This is how you protect our people. You have given us a lost cause, a death sentence. With your compelling narrative, you but doom our countrymen to give their lives for a lie.
And they do so gladly. Highborn and lowborn alike are proud to serve, to fight and die for their country. And what would you say to them? What would you tell the wives who have lost their husbands? The mothers who have lost their sons? That their loved ones died for naught? Over the course of 1,000 years, countless men have donned these robes, and every one of them came to accept the necessity of this solution. Once, I hoped you might come to accept it as well. Do not despair, my son. Soon I shall free us from the sins of antiquity, and bring about the change you so fervently desire. If he has spoken with others, I would have their names. Escort him to a cell and question him thoroughly.
Your Eminence.
You saw something, did you not? A vision of the past?
So this is the power of the Echo. Would that it had shown you a finer moment from my past. 'Twas an exercise in futility, as you saw. Faced with the firmity of his conviction and his many ready rejoinders, my words deserted me. To be frank, I am embarrassed to recall it.
A friend once impressed upon me the importance of differentiating between words, deeds, and beliefs. Were he here, I suspect he would judge your father's conviction to be no more than rank, self-serving delusion. Even so, I cannot help but wonder what manner of change he intends to bring about.
I have given some thought to that as well. During the battle within the vault, the Heaven's Ward demonstrated strange and unnatural abilities.
Aye, the manner in which Ser Zephyrin struck down Lord Haurchefant was unlike anything I've ever seen before.
The spectacle called to mind King Thordan and his Knights 12 as they are depicted in scripture, holy powers and all.
Mere fabrications, which have become objects of faith, instilled with the belief of countless devoted souls. 7 hells!
If Lady Iceheart can use her own body as a vessel for summoning, I see no reason why others could not.
Are the Heaven's Ward truly so reckless?
Unbelievable.
As they fled, my father spoke of Azys La. Though I know not what he intends, I fear no good shall come of it. His ambitions are too great, and his minions too powerful. We must find the Heaven's Ward and stop my father before it is too late.
They sure did. And also, to answer Lucia's question about the Heaven's Word being that reckless, no. They're tempered. I mean, 1,000 years of a theocracy reinforcing a blood war will do that to people, unfortunately. Yes. He is definitely treating us with a lot more respect, but, like, old habits die hard and all. We kind of charged the main cathedral and stabbed a lot of people, and now we're chasing the Pope. Also, Horsefant's dead, yeah. cat, please.
To the northern reaches of the Sea of Clouds, where countless isles yet remained uncharted. In search of a mysterious land known as Azizlar, and the unmasked villain who sought to claim its secrets. Oblivious to the new threat which followed in their wake, they came.
To answer your question, Nyx, nobody knows where Nero is currently. Oh, Estinian? He's staying behind to help Aymeric, figure things out. Also, man, being able to fly is going to make these quests go way faster. Oh right, I have to stand here and use the lookout emote. Also, I wonder if we're going to catch a glimpse of the Void Ark out here. I have found the healer.
Taliag, protect me!
When given the opportunity to shank a healer first, yes. Like, it's not something that happens often, but it can absolutely prolong encounters like these if you just leave the healers to do their own mechanics. Or whatever. Oh no, don't be ashamed. Like, these solo duties are chaotic, and if you're not paying attention to the dialogue, you can very easily miss information that the game expects you to pick up on. Like, there's one later on that I will absolutely be pointing out to you, Nyx. Specifically so you don't make the same mistake that a lot of people do when they get to that point. Like, Terminus, I bet you can guess exactly which one I'm referring to, since it is still technically within Heavensward. Yeah, no, you have to pay attention to that dialogue that shows up on the top of the screen. Just to clarify, though, it is the solo duty where they tease Red Mage, and Alisaie gets her new crystal sword. I overshot that. Yup. That fucking fight. I feel like that reaction tells you all you need to know right now, Nyx. He is much rounder in FF6 where he debuted. Like there he is literally just a whale. Same, like, especially the bagpipes here sound so good. You mean Whalmer? Yeah, primals don't shit, is the thing. Sure is. Like, this is the tribe of Vanu that aren't tempered. The guys that attacked us over here, they are the tempered ones. he is a primal. Yes, I sure do know why that asterisk is there. He does! So here's the thing, Terminus. I have soloed the extreme version. Like, So I am very well prepared for whatever the normal version throws at me solo. Yup, I sure do. Took me a while to get the timing down. It's tight, but it's doable. In fact, doing it as a Dragoon will be significantly easier than doing it as a Summoner, considering that's what I was doing before. Because I can just put Elusive Jump over on one of my currently unused mouse buttons and then sprint the rest of the way. Yeah, the mechanic that we're talking about, for anyone who doesn't know, is that when the Dragon Killers are readied, you have a very specific window of time to activate them. And if you don't, an AoE will drop on them and disable them, allowing Bismarck to recover and forcing you through another cycle. You're supposed to have one person at each side of the island to hit both of them at once, so you can, instantly bring them in. Which is tough to do if you're the only person in the duty. What's the other mechanic? That one I have forgotten, apparently. Oh, that! Yeah, no. That's definitely not going to be a problem. Because even with their, defense buff, if they get too close, because it is just a defense buff, you can hit them hard enough to kill them before they become fully impervious. Also, I love this music. This is definitely like one of the most fun trials. Because it's not just a boss fight, as you can't actually target him. You have to wait for him to get into range. Also, I am going to put Elusive Jump over there for this fight, and this fight alone. So yeah, if those AoEs hit before the second thing goes out, you have to do another cycle. On, ready the fucking dragon killers. Also, a note for you, Nyx, when you get here, you have to be standing on Bismarck's back to actually deal damage to him. I have seen so many, like, ranged DPS or casters standing around here throwing spells while everyone is on the whale's back doing, or hitting him. But if you're, you know, standing here, you're not actually doing damage to him. Like, you take a debuff that does slight damage over time while you're on his back, but that debuff also lets you actually do damage to him. Not now! But we're back up to 4 bars.
Warrior light, beloved Adolin, all made. Darkness, light to none known. Hark, receiver, blessing, s'more.
He's laying low, don't worry about it.
So falls the Lord of Mists, as did all others before him.
Oh, fun fact. This is Gaia.
How many times does this make, Warrior of Light? Ah, how much you have grown. Far beyond the limits of mere mortals.
She has what we seek?
That she does. The key to Azizla and the secrets of Alag. I see you have regained the blessing of light, albeit at a fraction of its former strength.
My thanks to you, Ascian. And to you as well, Warrior of Light, for saving us the effort of slaying Bismarck. Now that the key is within our grasp, the path to the heavens shall at last be laid bare. Ha 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 ha! By our deeds shall the wrongs of antiquity be righted, and man reclaim the reins of history.
Huge Xenosaga vibes, yeah.
Wait, something is amiss. Imperial troops. And they have already secured the area.
Reveal yourselves at once! And there I was, expecting more beastmen. Who are you?
I thought Ishgardians responsible for the disappearance of our scouts, but I see now that I was mistaken. Just as Huayr observed, the Warrior of Light is wont to appear at the most inopportune times.
Yeah, this is our first meeting with Varys.
The Warrior of Light? She who bested Van Baelsar?
It would seem that the famous hero of Eorzea seeks Azizlar as well. Hardly unexpected. The secrets of the Allagan's power to bind icons to their will could scarcely fail to interest the scions of the Seventh Dawn. You know as well as we what will ensue should these insatiable creatures be allowed to roam free. That their very existence threatens the life of this star. We but disagree on the solution to the problem.
Genocide has ever been the Empire's favored recourse. And that is why we will continue to oppose your every attempt to claim Eorzea.
You do not hesitate to speak your mind, even when your every word could be your last.
Try it, Varys. Fucking try it, I dare you.
Alas, your sentiments betray the narrowness of your view. The fate of Eorzea and its inhabitants is of little concern next to the fate of the world. Tis my solemn charge as Emperor to bring the icons to heel. If this requires the extermination of certain elements, then so be it.
No, don't! They are not his thralls!
Where did that come from?
Take cover!
Your Radiance, we must withdraw.
We shall meet again, warrior of light. On that you have my word.
So Garlemald too has designs on Azizla. But why would the Emperor himself elect to lead the expedition?
They did. The burbs are fine. Like, Lucia came in to stop them from hurting the burbs. It was her sister's. Her sister being Livia from Realm Reborn. And I didn't think we would be getting this deep into Heaven's Word in one go. Like, I could have sworn Azizla was going to be another stream or two off. Yup.
I did not think that I would ever have occasion to pilot a suit of Magitech armor again. Least of all under these circumstances. My full name is Lucia Go Junius. and I was born a citizen of Garlemald.
Ah, that explains it. When we first met in Ishgard, I very nearly called you Livia.
Livia? Livia Sastunius? The tribunus who served under Gaius van Baelsar?
Aye, she was my sister, though we spent little time together. After our parents were killed in an uprising, we were sent to live in different households, setting us on separate paths. Livia felt at home on the battlefield and chose to become a soldier, while I underwent training to become a spy.
Then, Ishgard was...
my mission. It was believed that Allagan relics of great worth were stored in the vault, and I was sent to investigate. Though I was given little information at the time, I now suspect I was searching for the key we but recently lost. And then I met Sir Emeric. 'Twas his usefulness to my mission which prompted me to approach him, but I soon found myself drawn to him for other reasons. He too was a prisoner of his past, judged for his heritage as a bastard son of the Archbishop. Yet unlike my sister and I, he did not curse his fate. He simply rose above it. In time, I came to realize that I had found a man worth following, and a new home besides. And when I subsequently confessed all to Sir Emeric, he was good enough to accept me into his service.
I do not question your loyalty to Sir Emeric. 'Tis your loyalty to your sister which concerns me.
I have long been of the opinion that those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future. My sister fought for her convictions and for those she held dear. So do I. So must we all.
Well, I, for one, am happy to welcome a fellow Garlean to our merry band. Especially one who can make Magitech armor sing.
Chief, we should be getting close.
Once we break through those clouds, we'll be right where the light was pointing. Right where Azizlar should be.
Hold on, everyone! Look! I think that's it!
Yeah, not quite yet. I know what you're thinking of.
Chief, is that Allagan? Aye. There's no mistaking their handiwork.
What was that?
Some sort of barrier.
She won't hold, Chief! She's breaking up!
I've lost the auxiliary propeller!
Cid, it's no use! We must return to Ishgard and find another way!
God damn it all! Why do the Allagans always have to make everything so bloody complicated?
There's a reason we needed a key. Unfortunately, that's not gonna cut it, Nyx. What we do hit upon, though, is sufficiently extra. All I'm gonna say is have your row fight the power reactions ready at the yeah. Hit whenever you're ready. Blech, words.
Beautiful.
Words are hard.
In summary, the Isle owes its lofty position to the industry of the Allagans. And we can be all but certain that the Archbishop and his cronies are enjoying the view from its top.
I see.
If we are to join them, we will first need to pass through the Isle's etheric barrier, which is, alas, more powerful than most. Powerful enough to make a mess of a perfectly good airship at any rate. As far as I can gather, the barrier mechanism draws ether from the surrounding environment and polarizes its elemental aspect to produce what is, in effect, a wall of lightning.
It seems plain that without the Vanu's key, any attempt to reach the Isle will end in failure.
Alas, the key was careless enough to leave without us, and I don't think the Vanu keep a spare.
Master Garland, based on your experience, is there no other way that we might breach the barrier?
Well, in the past, we've beaten similar barriers by nullifying them with elemental converters. But the one we're up against this time dwarfs aught we've encountered before. The Enterprise simply isn't large enough to bear the requisite amount of crystals.
I'm reminded of the quantity needed to nullify Leviathan's command of the sea. A veritable mountain of crystals that could only be borne by lashing two galleons together to form a twin vessel, scarcely able to propel itself, much less fly.
That said, we're not without options. If it isn't feasible to nullify the barrier, we might try piercing it.
How?
We create a ram of condensed ether and mount it on my ship. There's just one problem. I don't have the faintest idea how to build one. It's going to take a true authority in the field, I reckon.
Would that the Archons were still with us.
But yesterday evening, I chanced to find Mistress Tataru in unusually high spirits. Assuming I understood her excited ramblings correctly, she has acquired a clue, pointing to the whereabouts of one such individual.
An Archon? Truly?
Ha! Fortune favors the righteous, eh? Well then, let's not waste any time. While you go and look for our missing friend, I'll work on modifying the Enterprise. Her hull will need reinforcing to bear the punishment, not to mention a mount for the ram. Just you wait, my pretty. By the time I'm finished, you'll be an airship reborn.
Alright. Who we saving first? I forget, actually. I love random people just falling from the sky in here. Yup. Pretty much. Also, a side effect of the spell that doesn't get brought up here, or really ever, it's just kind of left as implication. But it kind of has a blowback effect. Like, the space that you are occupying gets effectively deleted, and reality kind of rushes in to fill that void, causing an explosion of wind, which is probably what caused the cave-in in the first place. Off to Gridania. Also, keep in mind, it has been months since we fled Ul'dah.
In requesting the Elemental's assistance to find Y'shtola, you must needs be aware of one difficulty. A difficulty born of the fundamental difference between man and Elemental.
That being?
In perceiving the world around him, man relies upon senses such as sight and sound. For the sake of convenience, he gives names to such things as are near or dear to him. Being formed of pure ether, however, such concepts are foreign to the Elementals. Instead, they perceive by observing the ebb and flow of the energies of life. So profound a division cannot be bridged with simple discourse. The Elementals' voices stir not the air, and thus reach not our ears, while our words are but wind to them. Though we seers can commune with them through feelings, naught that we can impart will serve to aid them in identifying Y'shtola. Nay, they must needs be presented with ether which is akin to hers. If you could but find a family member.
Good thing the summoner NPC is Y'shtola's sister, and here in Gridania. And I know her because I'm a max level summoner. Or, well, level 90. No longer max, but...
Oh! I know just the person! Y'shtola has a sister who came to live in Gridania. She told me about her once.
Oh, that is most fortunate indeed. Pray, seek this sister out then, and bring her to Evershade. There, we shall petition the Great One's aid in finding your lost companion.
You know what? Before advancing, I'm even gonna swap over to Summoner. Wait. First, need to swap over that so I don't accidentally yeet myself off a cliff. Wait, the Aetheryte's right here. Burp. Honestly, wouldn't shock me.
Let us begin. Raya O, Arun, if you would.
Look, I gotta look extra sexy for the wife to reappear.
Hearken to me, O great ones. Pray give yourselves to the life stream, a drifting soul to find.
It won't be pitch black for long.
Please, Y'shtola. Please come back to us.
There. Now! A room has been readied at the roost. Pray, bear her thither at once. All that remains is to pray, my friends.
Okay. Back to Dragoon. Okay. Other worker and conjurer. Closest is here. Actually, not sure how you get out of that place down there. I think they might actually be stuck. Unless there's a way... Oh, wait, no. I have never seen that ramp before. Huh. I'm just blind. Don't mind me. I have never had a need to go down there, so... Yeah, it's honestly really hard to get actually stuck in this game. Which is really nice considering I remember playing WoW and getting stuck on just random fucking geometry all the goddamn time. Yup. Like, I remember going through the Wailing Caverns in WoW back in the day, and there was just a random, like, little display, like a leatherworking display sort of thing, leaned up against the wall, and I got too close to it and got sucked into it and couldn't move. Like, I had to petition a GM to get me unstuck. Like, this was, I want to say, a month after WoW released. And WoW released a good 6 months before it was ready. It sure was! I wouldn't even call the state WoW released in 1.0. It was like 0.5 at that point. Yes, I know what you mean, but like, I needed to like put into perspective how fucking buggy original WoW was. Like, I wouldn't say it was quite as bad as 1.0 It was just unfinished. Like, the technical side of things weren't nearly as fucked as 1.0 was. It was more just everything needed several layers of polish before it was ready to go live, essentially. Like, especially if you compared, like, the Eastern Kingdoms to Kalimdor. Because, like, the Eastern Kingdoms, and primarily, like, the Alliance starting zones, had the most time in the kitchen to cook. And, like, just comparing Ironforge to Durotar is, like, massively different. Fortunately for you, you didn't get into WoW until Lich King. See, Wrath of the Lich King is where I was starting to taper off. I did not play past Mists of Pandaria. But, like, let me just kind of find a couple of examples. Doot. Like, okay. First image is Ironforge. Like, just right outside Ironforge as it looked at time of release. Second image coming up is how Durotar looked at release. Like, you can just tell in the graphical quality of stuff just how different it was. Like, I don't think it's that they didn't expect people to want to play Horde, because Thrall was such a huge character in Warcraft 3. Also, like, the fact that people were slathering to play undead characters. Like, they knew people were going to play Horde, but the majority of the story for base WoW takes place in the Eastern Kingdoms. So, like, that was the most content-dense areas, which made sense to focus on that first. They just didn't have the time to focus on the other half of the game until it went live, effectively. Because, like, you can kind of see that even in, like, Undercity looks considerably better than Orgrimmar. And likewise, Teldrassil is the least detailed starter area of the Alliance because it's over in Kalimdor. Yeah, just... Blizzard pushed WoW out way before anyone was ready for it. And just because its only other real competition being FF11, which had heaps and heaps of its own issues, like to the point that people that still play FF11 now do not have access to hotbars like in 14. RuneScape is technically, you know, was a competitor, yes. But the real competitor that WoW was up against was Everscape, or EverQuest. And yeah, 11 is still online. People still play 11 to this day. But EverQuest was the mold that WoW was basically taken from. And all of the improvements that WoW brought to the genre as a whole were specifically answers to problems that EverQuest had. And then WoW just kind of crushed EverQuest.
You stole her! I'm so glad you're back!
Tataru. You are safe. Thank the 12.
And yeah, the story and, you know, all like major content for 11 is done. They get like seasonal events, and I think there was like a sort of crossover with 14 actually, back when the crossover raids were added to 14.
Something has changed about you, Elphino. Or mayhap the change is with me. I seem to sense the ether around me more keenly than before.
Oh no, I'm talking about like events in 11. Like, I think characters from 14 showed up in 11. Like, it was a very brief thing, I want to say. I could also just be hallucinating the whole thing because I was not really keyed into news about that, but yeah.
I am pleased to see you well again. Do you feel strong enough to talk?
Worry not. I am well enough.
Tell us then, what befell you after you fled the feast? We were told that there had been a tunnel collapse.
That was my doing. I brought the tunnel down that you and Minfidia might escape. At the last moment, I invoked a teleportation magic, in hopes of spiriting Thancred away at least. Needless to say, it did not go quite as planned, and I found myself adrift in the life stream. The others? Where are they? Did they not escape?
They remain unaccounted for. You were the only one we have been able to find. I am truly sorry. It was the Crystal Braves who pursued you that day. My hubris that led to our undoing.
No apologies are necessary, Alpha No. You are not to blame for what occurred. Know that were our comrades here, they would commend you for keeping the light of hope alive.
Don't worry. The others are alive and well, I'm sure of it. We just need to find them.
Indeed, Tataru. Let us find our friends and rebuild the Scions.
Ha! There is the Alpha No I remember. And I feel much the better for his return. 'Tis time I arose.
That reminds me. I have a change of clothes for you. I don't like to boast, but I made them myself. I learned how to weave while we were in Ishgard, you see.
Also, I should like to note that this is my room that we are in. And that is the players' in room.
Tataru has apprised me of all that took place in the aftermath of the assassination plot. It would seem I have been away for some while.
Yes, much and more happened during your absence. At present, we seek to follow the Archbishop to Azisla.
And you want for some manner of etheric ram to pierce the Floating Isles protective barrier?
We do. Might you be able to furnish us with one?
I cry.
A means to prise open a hole in an Allagan barrier. And one large enough to admit an airship, no less. Nay, I lack the knowledge to devise such a weapon. But I know of one who could. A leading figure in the field of etheric research, and one of the finest scholars ever to grace Sharlayan. Matoya, my former master.
Oh, I will cry. Don't you worry about that. I heard about the Jirachi event. That said, I do think that's where I'm going to call things for now, because that is probably as good a stopping point as we're gonna get. And also, it is later than I anticipated. Like, that tangent about WoW kind of went on for a while. So, I might actually be streaming this again tomorrow, just because I want to. For now, though, I see Lewis is doing more Fallout. I'm gonna send y'all over his way. So, until next time, y'all have an excellent evening, take care, and I will catch you all later.